All right, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back, man. It's been a minute since I did a video on the Fever, and I just felt like I really had to talk about them this time because we've been losing close game after close game, and it's so crazy because Indy had like a really comfortable lead on the Mystics in their most recent loss, but man, Sonia Citron, she was cooking. I believe she had like 12 points. Went 4 out of 4 from the field. She ain't missed a single shot. She was cooking. She hit a couple of 3-pointers as well. Man, Sonia Citron, she's the real rookie of the year. I'm telling y'all. I made a video on it months ago. If y'all haven't watched it, check it out. Check it out, please. Yeah, what she does, she just plays so smart. She doesn't force anything. She's a tough shot maker and taker. She's not passive. She's super aggressive. Paige is really good, but man, I just think Sonya's been more impressive in my opinion. She's just so great, man. But hey, shout out to the Mystics, man. It was they got a good one, and Kiki doing her thing too. They got a solid young core. But I don't care. Indy should have won this one. Indiana should have won this game. Um, Indy's gonna have to know how to close out games, dude. Because again, they lose a lot of close matches. Like they should have won their last two meetings. We all know what's going on with the Chicago Sky. Um, Angel's not even playing. And honestly, they said her back hurt, but in my opinion, I feel like she just doesn't want to play with this team. You know, they didn't surround her with a good enough roster, bro. I'm gonna keep it a stack. But that's a subject for another video. Well, yeah, we knew they were gonna spank this guy, but Dallas, and if y'all saw how that Dallas game ended, look at the score: 81 to 80. Lost by 1 point, and man, it was just like you gotta be able to execute, especially now we're getting closer and closer to the playoffs. We're officially in the second half of the season, and this is why I titled the video this: Can the Indiana Fever currently right now win without Caitlin Clark? Because there is speculation saying that she really might not come back this season, and they're just politely not letting the fans know, the people know that she's just not gonna play again this year, and the Indiana Fever are gonna rest her up until next season. That's what people are saying, because they keep saying, oh, it's day to day, then they say, oh, it's out, and then they said it's because if you look at the injury, right, she had like she pulled her groin somewhere, a muscle in her groin area, and it was a different injury from what she had in the start of the season. So, it looks like some people are saying they just don't want to take the risk. They're not trying to risk that, the star player on their team. In my opinion, I don't believe it. I have a feeling she definitely is gonna come back right before playoffs start. The team needs her. Indiana really needs her, and I feel like even if she's not like 110%, man, Caitlin Clark, when she's at 90, 95, is still a top 3 player in the league. I don't care what y'all tell me. She's still that cold, man. She's still the best of the best. She's up there. And if they make the playoffs, and let's say Caitlin's just not playing, hypothetically, like if that scenario happens, I don't think they will make it out the first round. I don't think Indiana will make it out the first round without Caitlin, because what Caitlin does for this team, man, right? And let me just go through the benefits of having Caitlin Clark. She's a true offensive engine, and I wanted to show this stat up, right? So, as we see, this is Sports Illustrated. Shout out to them. They look at this interesting stat. I have it highlighted right here. The Indiana Fever average 8.3 points per game more when Caitlin Clark plays. They take roughly 10 more field goal attempts as well, and have more success running the fast break, scoring in the paint, and even better rebounding when she's in the lineup. Because Caitlin Clark is a big guard. She's not like 5'9", 5'10" guard. She's like a legit 6 foot. We all know, basketball players, not even just women basketball players, men basketball players. So many of them lie and over exaggerate their height, to make it look good on paper. But Caitlin Clark is a legit 6'0", 6'1.5". player. So she's a big guard. She's always always grabbing like 5, 6, 7, 8 boards. She's always flirting with a triple double because she's a really good defensive rebounding guard. But yeah, Caitlin, man. Look at that. She helps the team average 8 more points, take 10 more shot attempts, and we all know what she does in fast break. She gets a lot of assists from them beautiful outlet passes. Outlet full court passes. That's just always on the money. And it looks like when the opposing player, they see that Caitlin Clark is doing that pass, they're trying to time it, but somehow she just passes the ball so well to the point. She puts a nice spin on it. She puts the right arc on it to the point where it just goes over the opponent right into her teammate's hand, and she always leads them to the basket for easy two, right at the rim. So, man, just having that, you know what I'm saying? Just having that. Forget the logo threes and all that. To me, my favorite part of her game is really her passing, and she's a really good passer in the half court setting as well. So just having another playmaker, and of course, we all know she's a bucket. She's a really, really, really good scorer. I know Caitlin Clark this season, especially, she didn't play that much games. She only played 13 games, right? But you can kind of say, when I was watching her, it looked like CC was having like a scoring drought because she shot really bad from the field in the games that she played this year. Let's be honest. Hey, y'all gonna have to know criticism is just real constructive criticism. I'm not lying. Let me look at the numbers. Look at that. 13 games she played, right? Shot 36% from the field. 36% from the field and 28% from 3-point land. So she wasn't, shooting that efficient, but still putting up, good points. A good amount of buckets for the team. Again, generating good offense. When she's not scoring, she passes the ball. Like against that one game that I really, really was impressed with her, right? It was that Dallas game when she had 5 steals. It was the second to last game she played. Yep. Look at that. She had 5 steals, right? Set a career high in steals that game, right? 14 points, 13 assists, 5 steals. Yeah, and look at the efficiency. 33 points. 33.3% from the field overall. 28% from 3. Made, all foul shots. But yeah, it's crazy that she's in a scoring drought and she's still, being able to score. And people just forget how valuable her assists are. Each assist those equal to 2 to 3 points. And again, y'all see that she just generates some more shot attempts for the team. She's gonna have more spacing. Again, when me talking about the benefits of having her on a team, her fast game, excelling in transition, great ball movement, and dude, her return timeline, we don't know, man. We don't know. I don't want her to come back, in those back-to-back games against the Minnesota Lynx, because that's what a lot of people are saying. That's what some people are saying as well online. But that's why I really don't pay attention to that stuff online at all, bro. I just have it, just to see like updates and news, things like that. But I'm really not a person that's chronically online. I'm really an old guy. I'm an old school type of dude, So I'm just waiting to see what the Fever says, honestly, man. I'm waiting to see what the Fever says. I would say right now, I feel like they can do good, right? For now, to close out their regular season without CC. Although I really want her to come back between August 29th and August 31st. For one of those games against the Sparks or against the Golden State Valkyries. And we're gonna have to beat the Sparks, man. The Sparks is a team y'all have to watch out for. They got, great size. Azure Stevens is just knocking down threes like there's no tomorrow. And again, they got size. They're big. They got Rakia Jackson, who's really tall, which is like 6'1". Derek Hamby inside. One of the best 4s in the league. Man, I love her again. She's really my favorite player on the Sparks. So Derek Hamby's playing so good. Then you got Kelsey Plum. That team got shooting. And their point guard, that girl is really, really good. She actually one of the players who had a triple double. You know, this Sparks team is really good, and that Golden State team is really nice. Besides the Indiana Fever, I've been watching a lot of Golden State Valkyries games. They're one of my favorite teams to watch this year. You know, they play that fast paced, up tempo, shoot a lot of threes, basketball. You know, I love that team. Really, really good. Really, really fun team to watch. Yeah, Julie Allen. Yeah, she was the one who had the triple double. This team is stacked. So this is gonna be our fourth and last meeting. We cannot make our season series be 0-4 against them. We at least gotta get one. Like Denzel Washington said, I'm leaving here with something, bro. Yeah, look at that. On August 7th, she had a triple double. Yeah, she's a good player. But yeah, I would want Caitlin Clark to come back between the 29th and 31st. Let her get some more rest, y'all. Again, Indy, we're good enough for now to hold off. To hold the ship off for now. Kelsey Mitchell, she's cooking. She has to make. If Kelsey Mitchell, again, I did a video on this. It was my last video that I did. She has to make all first or all second team, or it's just gonna be an extremely wild snub. The way she's just been balling out, and I know some people might say, "Oh, she's been inconsistent," but man, if she wasn't on this team, where do y'all think the Fever would be right now? Caitlin Clark is really surrounded with some solid teammates. I don't like when people try to act like, she don't have good teammates at all. Natasha Howard is such a good cutter. If y'all real Fever fans know, when you watch Fever games, the way she just scores in the lane with the floater, she has good touch, in the lane and at the basket. The hook shots, the layups. She knows how to shoot her layups really well. She knows how to make her layups. The floaters in the lane, the post moves. And she's always doing some sneaky cut. Always getting, sneaky cut to the basket for easy shot at the rim. Man, she's really, really good for us. And she's, solid, really, really solid rebounder. AB, Aaliyah Boston. She got to make all WNBA too. Aaliyah Boston got to make it all WNBA. Best passing center. Best passing big. Best passing power forward / center in the W. She just knows how to find our team. Really skilled on the block, efficient. Especially, man, if y'all saw how she started out the season, shooting damn near 70%. At the rim, amazing. 70%. Shot attempts when it comes to shot attempts at the rim. So, yeah, man, we got Lexi Hall. It looked like her shots is finally falling again because she was off for a minute. Like her shots was just not going in. So it looked like she found her touch. And again, we're not gonna need her to average like 12 points. We're not gonna need everybody to average double digits. Of course, it's not gonna happen. There's only one basketball. Lexi can go there, knock down a couple threes, and I call her Lexi Hustle. I see her always picking up people full court. Even sometimes when the game's not even close, it's just like, or the game just started, she's picking up someone full court. Applying pressure. Getting in their head. Lexi's really good. That's what I'm saying. You gotta watch the games. And hey, someone who just. I already loved her so much, but she's just growing on me so much, even more and more as a player. Sophie Cunningham is just knocking shit, man. Her shot has just been money, since like July. Yeah, since like July, man, her shots have just been money, man. She's just knocking down her threes. Just look at the game log. 2 threes. In the most recent game, 2 threes, 3 threes, and look at the efficiency on really good efficiency, yo. 5 threes that game against Phoenix. Hey, we gotta beat Phoenix next meeting. That's a team we really gotta beat. Yeah, 2 threes, 4 threes. She's knocking down her shots. So, yeah, everybody's playing really good. Give KK more minutes. I don't know what's going on with that. She's just an athletic pogo stick player, and with the additions. That's something I definitely have to touch on. With the addition of Odyssey Sims, right? And the new player that's on his squad. The other guard. I don't know why Steph White feels the need that the team just really has to have, a freaking point guard. We don't need like a pure point guard, traditional point guard type of player. just let us play that free flowing, hoops. Sophie and Kelsey was doing a pretty decent job, taking turns running the one. Aaliyah Boston herself, what I just said, she's the best passing big in the WNBA. So I don't feel like the Fever really need that. But hey, honestly, Sims, hey, she made an all WNBA team before. She's a really really good player, and she has some good shots. She has some big shots for us in that game against the Mystics, especially in that first quarter. She had a floater and a three. She looked nice out there. So she was really she can really be just that veteran addition that the team needs. Up until Caitlin comes back. But man, losing Aerie, and hey man, prayers to Aerie and Sydney, speedy recovery to them. They're Fever Nation, so we gotta wish them that. Sydney did her thing. She played really really good this season. I'm not saying she was like all WNBA, of course, but for what I expected and what she was gonna do, she exceeded. In her role. She was hitting some big time shots for us. In some games, she was hitting threes. She was hitting her 3-pointers. Aerie McDonald, she was the biggest blessing out of all for the season, for the Fever season this year. If she didn't come here, with the DB thing, Caitlin getting injured, man, she was just a true breath of fresh air. She played so good for us, man. My heart hurt when she went down, man. That took me out. But man, I really feel like the Fever right now is still good enough. What I said, you got Kelsey scoring. Kelsey's becoming a much better willing passer than from before. People are saying she's like super tunnel vision, but at times she can have that. But if you watch the games live, I don't see that anymore. Her assist is going up. She's making and even beyond assists, because again, it's more than the box score. She makes the willing pass. She's even getting a bunch of hockey assists. She's a much more willing passer. She's more efficient. She got to make all WNBA, and she's a score machine. She's getting buckets. She's leading all guards in points per game. To me, she's the most impressive guard I've seen this for the in the WNBA this season so far. Averaging 19.9 points, basically rounded up. She's averaging 20 points. I feel like she's going to cap it off with averaging exactly 20 when the season is over. Watch. Y'all heard it here first. But, man, I just feel like Indy, we got a tough, good enough squad to hold them off, right? I really feel like, again, don't let CeCe come and play Minnesota in back-to-back games. They played them on August 22nd and August 24th. I don't want her to come back then. But if she's feeling good enough and she said, hey, I want to play, who the hell am I? Who the heck am I to tell her, nah, CeCe, don't do it? Because, hey, I would love to see you do it. I ain't going to lie. But we want you to be as healthy as possible for the postseason when it really matters. So the postseason, as you know, well, if you don't know, it begins on September 14th. All right? So it's right around the corner. It is right around the corner, man. It's going to be interesting to see where Indiana ranks when the year is over. As we see so far, right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right now, Indiana Fever are an 8 seed with an 18-16 record. Man, we're gonna make the playoffs. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I really feel like, yeah. Although we should have won our last 2 damn games, it happens. Definitely, we're gonna beat Connecticut tomorrow. They're literally the worst team in the WNBA. Not even saying that to be disrespectful. The record says it right there. They're 6-26. They're even worse than the Sky and the Wings. Oh my goodness. But they have a really good young core. Anisha Morrow, Layla Khan. Really really good team, but with good players on the team. So they might have a potential, in the future. But yeah, I got them beating Connecticut and Minnesota. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. If we beat them in the Commissioner's Cup game, so it's not like we can't beat this squad. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we can't beat them. I feel like every team in the WNBA. That's why I like the WNBA. Every team is beautiful. Playoffs is different. Not every game is gonna be, best of 7. It's not like the NBA. it's gonna be different this year. But yeah, and every team is beatable. And what I like about the Fever, I can't I know I'm criticizing kinda, but they have fight. When they play, man, they give their all on the court, man. They make the right basketball plays. Uh, but it's just like, man, they do have the games where they just collapse, especially at close games, man. Especially in that Dallas and Washington game, where it's obvious it's really obvious that the Indiana Fever are just better teams than both of them. So they gotta tighten that up. They gotta tighten that up. All right, but yeah, y'all tell me your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, man. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting to see how they how they play without Caitlin, man. Look at that. Caitlin Clark still ranks 13th in total assists, and she ain't playing in over 3 weeks. She's second in assists per game. The WNBA is not counting her. As you see, they put Courtney Williams at second with 6.3 assists per game. But it's really Caitlin Clark. As you see, she's averaging 8.8. Round that up, that's pretty much damn near 9 assists. But just going to show you, this is what the Fever is really missing: a dynamic playmaker and a group who can be a dynamic scorer, especially when she finds her rhythm and she's hot. Man, she's just unstoppable. But hey, we'll see. Indy, we'll see. And I really feel like Indy's gonna hold the other teams off and be good until she comes back. All right. But again, y'all, tell me your thoughts and opinions. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned in to my next video. All right.